Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. In today's video we are going to cover ICP, its recent price action, a couple of interesting tweets and news for ICP, and of course we are going to cover a little bit of BTC and altcoin charts in general. So if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not a financial advice. And now let's hop into ICP itself. So ICP is currently trading at $17.82 and is currently experiencing a leg down of 6.2%. And now I don't really think that this is a bad thing, because the whole market is pretty much experiencing a bit of a pullback due to recent BTC's pullback, and potentially we are going to see more pain, but obviously that's going to be short term lived anyways. But we are going to cover the charts shortly. Market cap is currently sitting at 8.2 billion USD, and 24-hour trading volume is currently sitting at 352.2 million USD. And now let's have a look how big ICP is. So we've got 422 loyal crypto communities, that's big. We've got 189 chapters in universities, that's big, because many universities around the world are pretty much adopting ICP. That's great. ICP is now in 25 different countries, that's also big. 22 big partnerships, 300 plus events worldwide, and 20,000 people in global community working at ICP, so that's big.
So you can see the solidity code, but is it vulnerable to a reentrancy bug? Are there any backdoors that make a rug pull possible? Does it contain some malware? Might this Ethereum smart contract attack another smart contract? Might it do something malicious? So AI smart contracts on an internet computer can solve this problem. They can scan the Ethereum blockchain. They can match the code hash of a smart contract to its Solidity software code. And they can verify there are no reentrancy vulnerabilities. They can verify there are no backdoors, and they can verify that there's no malware inside. And then they can produce a certification that can be displayed by a website like Etherscan. So when the user's looking at that Solidity source code for a smart contract, they can see that it's been certified by an AI audit, and thereby get some additional reassurance that the smart contract is safe to use.
So that's great that Dominic mentions about that AI solution, which obviously is a huge safety improvement, and they are making sure that there is no backdoors and any malicious activity on the network while building on ICP. That's a very good thing that Dominic mentioned about that, and I thought that this is something important for you guys to know. A couple of interesting photos from the latest meetup. So that is basically a mix between Korea and Indonesia hub as well, and as I'm always saying, this is very good to see that project like ICP is constantly developing. People are going to those meetups and everybody is educating themselves about ICP and its potential. If it comes to ICP being staked, that is currently sitting at 47.4%, so a little bit more ever since I updated you last time. That looks good. And if we are going to look at ICP being available on exchanges, so let's say if we are going to look at last 4 days, on the 30th of March we're sitting at 14,300,000, and at the moment we are sitting at 13,500,000, so that is a significant drop. That looks like people are buying ICP's dip that we are currently experiencing. And if it comes to DeFi, we are currently sitting at 34.1 million USD. If we are going to look at the daily, not much of interesting things are happening over here, but of course that's due to the pullback that BTC is currently experiencing, and obviously that pulls altcoins downwards as well. However, if we are going to look on the daily over here, what I would anticipate is most likely pulling back to that 0.382 Fibonacci zone, and if we are going to see a bit of a further pullback, I wouldn't be surprised that we are going to retest that level of $15.90 roughly. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen for sure. However, if we are going to look at the BTC's chart, we can see that we have sideways price action. We have that pullback. We are being supported by moving averages. However, that doesn't necessarily say that we are going to see upside potential now, because historically BTC is dipping either before the halving on the day of the halving or a little bit after. So I wouldn't be surprised if we would retest that level of 59k over here for BTC, but that of course is going to cause more pain for ICP and other projects that you guys might hold. And now if we are going to look at the standpoint of 4-hourly time frame, we can clearly see that ICP is printing lower lows, which is a bearish price action over here. And let's say that ICP could do something like this, right, and then just retest that level of a support of $15. So at the moment the price of ICP looks stable, I would say, on a daily. However, we obviously are anticipating that huge catalyst, which is a Bitcoin halving, which is obviously happening in roughly 2 weeks. After that, I would say we could probably expect ICP seeing next pumps when obviously BTC is going to see the pump itself. And speaking about BTC, let's cover BTC. So let's put ourselves into perspective and let's see where we are at. As I was mentioning in the previous video, Bitcoin found itself in a yellow zone. However, good news, because we still are in that greenish zone, which is relatively all right and good time to buy, I would say, BTC and ICP, etc. However, that is not going to be a forever type of a sale. Shout out to Prof. Many indicators are crossing bullish almost simultaneously. Bullish cross ADX and DI, bullish cross KST. By the way, gold just reached a record high. BTC as digital gold will follow. So guys, if we are going to look at the previous cycle, previous bull cycle in 2016, we can clearly see that we had that bullish cross over here, and now looks like we are going to have the similar price action, and on the top of that we also have the second bullish cross. And if we are going to look at the Bitcoin alone, we can clearly see that this pullback is nothing, because if we are going to look at 2017 2021, this is exactly what happened, right? We have reached all-time high, we got rejected from the all-time high, and after that we saw a huge parabola. So if we are going to look now, basically we got Bitcoin closed above all-time highs, and now obviously we are retesting that area of all-time highs. However, after that is pretty much self-explanatory of what most likely is going to happen. And now let's have a look at altcoins. So let's see where we are at. This is where we are at exactly. Of course, there are going to be some sideways price action, even if we are going to see the next leg up. However, if we are going to look at where we were in the previous bull cycle and compare it to this price action, that clearly indicates that this is just a short-term pullback, and after that we could expect a huge leg up over here for alts. And if we are going to look at the standpoint of potential targets for alts, that is going to be around 4 trillion USD, which is obviously great, and I do believe that a quite big of a portion is going to flow into that ICP's market cap, given the fact ICP's hubs around the world and of course its use case, etc. If we are going to look at the BTC comparing to now, let's have a look at what happened in 2017. So firstly, when we started the bull cycle in 2016, we had a drop of 34%, 40%, 35%, 37, 38, and 27. So what I'm trying to get at is that only because we are experiencing a drop, let's say, of 10, 20, 30% doesn't necessarily say that this is the end of the bull cycle, because as we can see here, we have already printed some dumps over here on BTC, minus 22%, minus 21, minus 20, and right now the time is going to show. So as I'm saying right now, as much as I am bullish on ICP long term, short term, I do see that retest. And if we are going to look at the things from the perspective of reaching all-time highs, we are getting closer and closer, because the market cap of alts is sitting above 1 trillion USD, and we have touched that very important resistance level that leads us back to the previous cycle, and now looks like obviously we are being rejected. However, after that I do believe that we are going to smash through that level of resistance, and of course we are most likely going to retest that as a support, and after that we are going to see a huge pump over here for alts. So please remember, short-term price action might be choppy, but the bigger picture looks incredibly bullish, and shout out to the Scalping Pro. And if we are going to look at the perspective of Bitcoin dominance, which is constantly dropping, by the way, that is very bullish picture over here for ICP and other alts that you guys are holding. Because if we are going to look at 2017, what happened when we got rejected on the resistance over here for BTC, then we have experienced a strong alt season, just like in 2021. BTC experienced that drop in terms of dominance, and we have experienced a strong alt season. So this is exactly where we are at right now. Bitcoin is experiencing that drop over here, which which is going to indicate that most likely we are going to see alt season in coming weeks. And shout out to El Crypto Prof, by the way. Ladies and gents, I hope that you have enjoyed that quick ICP, BTC and alt updates, and I wish you having a great day. Peace and love, crypto.